What up? What up? What up, fight fans? We are back at it with another edition here at Round One Sports TV. I am always your host, Edwin. Where the wall fights start. Round one. What up, frontline? What up, D Way? What up? How you doing, man? In the building. Yo, listen. My sound effects equipment, the thing that's gonna fix all this, is coming in today. So we're gonna be back in the swing of things. Round one sports talk. We're gonna be having it all popping. Yo, frontline, if you can, I don't know if you at work, hop on at any time. We got a lot to talk about. I'm gonna go through my monologuing about what I feel about this situation with Jayo Pataya, the Zufa belt, what this means for boxing right now, and where is the future of Zufa headed? With the war out there, where are they going to get their money from? We're going to talk about all that and more, and what Max Callahan, mostly importantly, Max Callahan, man, I'm a little disappointed in you, but for years I have been, and I understand why, Max. I understand why. Money is the root of all evil, and they can get you to say the darnest things if they pay your check. Huh? Right? So lock in, tune in. Please do me a favor. Just reach down, hit that like button for me. And like always, let's hop right into this episode. Frontline, my man. Let's go. What's up, people? How y'all doing today? Frontline in the building. Let's click up here. Let's get my boy up here. Let's get him some some uh some exposure here. Hold on, let's put him up. What up, frontline? What it do? What it do?
Well, you a little happy today. What's going on? Anything new?
Man, I am happy. I just got an extension to the family. My son had twins. So we just welcomed the twins a couple days ago into the world. He had a girl. He
Congratulations.
had a girl and a boy. Imagine that, the circle of life. You know,
Congratulations.
man, look, I'm a grandfather. I told my son, let's not rush him, but we should start working on his jab right now. You know what I'm saying? Just start working on the jab, son. I'm not rushing anything. You know
Nah,
what I'm
just
saying?
get them started early.
Yeah, with the nurses there, just work on the jab, son. You know what I mean? Right? So we got twins in the family now. We can't wait to get them home. They're still in the hospital. I went out there and I visited them yesterday, but I'm excited, man. I'm going back to the hospital, pick up the baby, smell the new baby aroma. They smell so good. My wife, she picks it up. You want one? I'm like, yo, you better put that down. No, I was like, we got two right here. We could just borrow them and give them back whenever, But oh, we're gonna spoil these kids. I'm gonna be that grandfather outside with both of them. They're gonna have helmets on. We're gonna have little go karts. I'm gonna be pushing them down the street. Let's go, yo! Oh man, I can't wait. I
They're gonna
just
be
can't wait.
competitive from an early age.
Oh, listen, their grandfather's a little competitive psycho.
Hey, and don't you dare give them no participation trophies
They
either.
will not receive any participation trophies or secondary belts. We want
If they
first
are
place.
losers, you tell them they're losers. You got to work harder.
Work harder. You know what I'm saying? Let's get better. You know what I mean? No participation trophies. First place or nothing. Nah,
Hey yo,
listen.
shout out to the chat though. We got Dwayne in the building, Bull Rider in the building,
Thank you guys.
Jason in the building, Pug in the building. That's
Yo,
it.
yeah, thank you guys. I see all your congratulations, man. Thank you, man. I really needed something like this. And
Hey, by the way, I don't know if you heard it on your end, but when you did your little introduction to the audio,
yeah.
couldn't hear it.
Oh yeah?
I don't know if they heard it on YouTube side, but on the restream side, couldn't hear it.
What, the audio, the music or anything? It wasn't playing?
No.
Oh shit. Okay, okay. Don't worry. Everything's getting fixed today. Unfortunately, this auto interface I bought is really fucking good. As you can see, the quality of the sound, it's great. It's just not compatible with
Hey, is
any of
that
my
what it feels to
speakers.
be a grandpa? Like nothing bothers you right now. It's like it's okay.
Nothing but
Everything's gonna be
everything's
okay.
fine. Everything's fine. Yeah. Listen, I don't know, man. I just I'm going with it, man. It's a great feeling, and nothing can bother me right
Yo,
now.
usually you
Not
get
even
worked up. You
Sufa.
be like, yo, what the fuck? I just fixed this. And today, it's okay.
It's
It's gonna get
okay.
better.
And I'll do better. I'll do better. That's it. You know what I mean? Move on. Like,
Uh,
and right now, we have this interesting situation going on in boxing with we saw Jai Opataya. And I gotta be honest with you guys. I didn't know what to expect with the Super car last night. The first half, I was really bored. There wasn't nothing really popping. When the main card kicked off, a couple good scraps started to occur, but nothing really. And then what took me away from actually going on live yesterday was I wanted to focus and pay attention to what was going on in the boxing world. I didn't want to be involved in conversation and miss anything that these guys were trying to promote. I got exactly the message they were trying to put down, and we're here to talk about it today. Listen, ladies and gentlemen out there in the boxing world, sometimes the truth is right in front of your face. And sometimes it just needs a little help to reveal itself when they're trying to overshadow the truth. Zufa came on last night and said that Jairo Pataya is the cruiserweight champion of the world. When he woke up this morning, he was not the cruiserweight champion of the world. Let me inform you. That Zufa belt holds no weight in boxing. It is not a world title. No matter what they told you last night, that Jairo Pataya became the cruiserweight champion of the world. He did not become the cruiserweight champion of the world. He was vacated. The belt was vacated from him the minute he stepped in the ring. I have the IBF official um, report on, and we could put it up, that it says that the WBA, the WBC, and the WBO got the IBFs back. None of those organizations are going to go and hop in the ring with Sufa. Max Callahan pops up and he starts to try to tell the world that these belts ain't shit, right? But the truth is right in front of your face. What are you saying? Belts don't matter while promoting the Sufa belt? You're saying belts don't matter, but this belt matters. It sounds like you've chosen a side, or may I say, you're at work, Max Callahan, and they pay you to say what they want. Same way they pay you for that ring belt, for that super belt. I understand, Max, the position that you're in. Max Callahan is a brilliant, and I mean brilliant, boxing analyst. But somewhere around somewhere down the line, his passion for covering the sport might have pushed him into a corner where he felt like it really didn't matter to be on that side of honesty. Max Callahan truly sold out. And whether or not you see that as a good thing or a bad thing, Max Callahan has a family and he needs to provide for them. Who's ever paying the most, brother, I can't say that I wouldn't turn away something like that, and neither can you. But it's shameful when you see a man well versed. He knows exactly what's going on in the history. Max Callahan knows more about boxing. He's forgotten more about boxing than I know. I know that he's a brilliant man, but I understand where he's at. He's bound by his job. He has a prompt monitor in front of him, and he must read what's on that screen. They're paying his checks. And Max Callahan is sitting there telling you that the Ring magazine and the Sofa belts are the belts that matter. But at the same time, belts ain't shit.
Hey, real quick, precise construct says Sufa will be the only game in town. I doubt that very, very
The
much.
only game in town, first of all, Sufa, for me to you need to fix your belt. That fucking hubcap that you're reporting as a world title that looks like crap, right? The word Sufa is this big, and the word boxing is that big. It means that they're not promoting boxing, they're promoting their brand, Sufa. They're more important with getting the word Sufa out than world champion on their own belt. Second, the truth is in their belt. When I saw that belt over Jayo Pataya, what did I see? A black and silver belt.
Hey,
Our
but you saw
belt.
how they insisted to put the ring belt and the IBF belt on his
Oh
shoulders.
no, no, no! Check it out! Check it out! Check this out! Yeah, because they gotta give their Zufa belt credibility, but belts ain't shit. IBF did not sanction that bout.
Nope.
So the IBF wasn't in attendance. But it's not against the law for him to take his old belt and bring it in the ring with him. And that's exactly what they wanted to do. What do you see? You saw the Sufa belt, the ring belt, and the IBF belt around Jayo Pataya. That's the message they want to send out to the people. If belts don't matter, then Sufa, why do you need the IBF's belt in the ring? In order to give your ring credibility. That's what you're doing. Then when they showed the Sufa belt, it was black and silver. Ours are gold. Their belt looks like it was made in a dungeon. It looks like a second place belt.
That's
There's
a
no gold.
participation
There's
belt.
no gold on it. I don't want no silver belt that says Sufa that big. No, I'm not gonna get used to a silver belt. They gave silver medals in the Olympics for second place. They gave silver medals everywhere for second place. Gold is where it's at.
Hey,
Your belt, your belt is silver.
shout out to Jose with the $2 super chat. He says, "Salute Edwin, salute Frontline."
Salute.
Said try to correct you. It's Max Kellerman, not
Max
Callahan.
Kellerman, man, or whatever. Yeah, I know who the dude is, bro. I'm not real good with names. I always mess up a name, but
Precise says the fighters will follow the money.
they will follow the money. Jayo Pataya did. He sacrificed an IBF cruiserweight title. You think he sacrificed that for $10? How much money do you think it would have cost for a champion that's already champion to convince him that you can win this belt? That on the night that Jayo Pataya last night when he won, what did he win? He won the right to be called not champion. That's exactly what he won. And they brainwashed him to believing that the money, the super belt in the ring would take away all that. You'll have a bag full of money. It's going to take away the pain from the fact that you are no longer world champion. You're going to ignore that. We're going to give you so much money, this shiny black silver belt and the ring belt, which in fact isn't a world title. Now, the IBF said it the best in their letterhead, in their article, right? I could put it up right now if you would like, and I could have Frontline read it off for everybody. I'm telling you right now, the IBF said that the only thing that the Sufa belt is, it will be recognized as a trophy. The same thing the Ring Magazine belt has been known for its entire existence in the boxing pro boxing world. The Ring Magazine belt is a trophy to honor the best fighting the best. It's a symbol that says the man that beat the man. That's what kind of trophy that is. The only thing is, it's not a trophy that stands upright. It's a trophy they designed to go around your waist. And throughout the years, people have mistaken the Ring Magazine for an actual belt. There's only four belts, and boxing will always tell you the truth. You just got to listen. When they announce Saul Canelo Alvarez, do they announce him a four belt era or a five belt era? Do they even acknowledge the Ring Magazine belt ever in the history of boxing?
Nope.
The Ring Magazine belt only exists off of the other belts. Have you ever gone to a boxing match and said, I'm going to watch tonight? These guys are fighting for the ring belt. How many boxing matches have you seen like that? They usually change the name to the lineal. They never say ring, they say the lineal belt. In order to change it, the invisible belt, the lineal, there's never been a belt for that. You don't even have a belt, it's invisible. So these things are put in place in boxing, but I'm here to tell you, no matter what you do in a sport, right? That WWE football Remember that league that came around? When they won that league and the first champion of that league lift up that trophy, is that better than the Vince Lombardi trophy? Just because you made another football league, did that supersede the Vince Lombardi trophy? Then there's no way on God's green earth that Zufa belt supersedes the alphabet belts. You can't come in on day one and think you could take your Zufa belt, put it in the ring, and all of a sudden that Zufa belt has credibility, legacy, history. That belt has no history. You are the first champion to hold it. Good luck with that. Don't try to get your history off of what they made. If you can't beat them, join them. Same thing the Europeans are doing, the IBF. Same thing the WBO did, Puerto Rico.
IBO.
IBO, sorry, thank you for the correction. IBO. And the WBO in Puerto Rico. They had to pay their way to play, pay to play. And Zufa thinks they're just gonna walk in from stage left and on day one, up their belt means something. No, brother, get in line. The IBO doesn't mean anything. And a lot of those other belts, just like the PBC, they've all made belts. They're still around, but you don't hear from them. You got to get in line and earn your way. Sufa, what they pulled last night and the kind of game they was playing is kind of turned me off. I just had to watch them. You know what I'm saying? Because I believe I'm watching the quickest rise and quickest fall of an organization I'm ever going to watch. It's going to be called Sufa. Because right now, if you guys are not aware of it, there is a war going on outside. Iran, all those places. I'm not qualified to talk about the war. I don't know anything about it. I try to stay out of politics. But what I do know is that Turkey and the prince are cutting ties with a lot of financial things they were involved in to, to take their money and generate it elsewhere because they got more important president problems out there. And do you honestly believe that boxing's at their top of their list to save? To stop investing because they're stopping and investing because America has cut off all trades and everything with all of them. We have American citizens still trapped in Dubai trying to get home, right? And that's all over the news. Now, although I am not qualified to talk about war, politics, what really, I understand that if you're at war, right? I remember when Demetrius Bivol fought Canelo Alvarez and Russia was in the war with Ukraine, they did not let the promoters to pay Demetrius Bivol for the Canelo fight because Demetrius Bivol is a born resident of Russia. And even though he doesn't live there, they wasn't going to give him the money so that he didn't fund the war. Remember that? You guys do remember that. It took him how many years to get his paycheck from the Saul Canelo Alvarez fight? And that wasn't even our war. We weren't involved. We're involved in this one. You really think Sufa and the Prince is going to keep funneling Sufa? And they own, I think it's 40 or 60% of Sufa. They're the biggest shareholders right now because they bought everybody else out. So if you got the biggest shareholder, I'm just speaking, the biggest shareholder is about to pull out, well, then Sufa is an organization that runs in multiple sports. They didn't start in boxing. They were in the UFC. They were over here. They were over here. They've been around for a while. Sufa. This didn't pop up yesterday, but this is their new project, boxing. And do you really think, how long is this war going to last? Last time they told us it's only going to last a few months. What was it? 12 years?
Yeah, let me catch up with the chat, Edwin.
Crazy. I don't know, but we're about to find out. Go ahead, brother.
Isaac says belt should have been white, bro. Sue for boxing number one says A Vega. Ferno says Bueno Dia from Los Angeles. Shout out
Salute.
Ferno. Stock Chasers. Jai Cruiserweight. Lineal Champ. You wildin'.
Lineal champion.
Lineal.
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 Yep.
Lineal.
Stop right there. Stop right there. Stop right there. Although I might not be able to pronounce my words and names and titles and things, you know what the hell I'm talking about. You understand what I'm putting down in this mic right here.
It's
Listen,
that.
the literal, the literal champion. Let's be honest. That's subjective. Whoever values it. Shows because of frustration. Because it's usually the literal champion. It's the guy that's usually being ducked by like the champion. So you get the sympathy of the fan by being a lineal champion. You're saying in one end, this guy won't fight me, so I had to fight this guy. On another end, I fought the best, fighting the best that beat the best. So there's multiple titles, multiple ways you can be identified as the lineal champion. Okay, and which is cool. Which is cool. It's it's an accomplishment in the sport, but it doesn't give you world title champion access. You understand? The only thing that they will acknowledge are the four belts. In the Hall of Fame, they will always give you acknowledgement for the ring and the lineal. They'll always Tyson Fury fighters like that had it. You're gonna get acknowledgement for it. You should. You should. It's a good accolade. But world title? No, it's not. We fight in a four belt era, period. You can argue till your face is blue. You can make all the valid points. Hey, have at it. Go look up the history of the Ring magazine and the Lineal. You can do all that. Type the best essay in the world, and you still won't win. They do not announce it or acknowledge it. The boxing gods. I don't make the rules. When you walk
Stock,
in the ring, they say four belt era, period. Then they
Stock
give you
Chasers.
acknowledgement for everything else. Go ahead, brother.
He says IBF getting sued. Dana said it.
For
Precise
what?
says they got a little
Li-
tantrum that they're going
Listen,
through
listen, listen,
because
listen, listen, listen. If you don't know about law and shit, I might have had a run in or two with the law. And I'm gonna tell you right now, you can sue a fucking a steak and cheese grinder. You can sue a steak and cheese grinder for having too much cheese on it. You can sue anybody for anything. You can say that he threw a fart in the elevator and I smelt it and I'm suing him. Just because you say you're gonna sue somebody don't mean shit. What are you suing? The rules? The rules that are put in place with the organization that already backs themselves by history and years of lawsuits by other teams that the IBF woke up yesterday and said, this is the first time we've ever run into a situation like this. They know why you could do whatever you want. You could pout. And if you're suing the IBF, why are you suing them? I thought you said you don't need them. Belts don't matter. By you saying you're suing them, you're butthurt that they didn't participate in your party. You're butthurt that your belt didn't get credibility off of their belt. That's what you're butthurt about, Dana White. That the IBF pulled out on your little get together and we won't join your little reindeer games. Because your little festival, that's what it is, a festival, while we're on the world stage. And you're
yo,
not
I
going to
ain't gonna
use
lie.
us to get there.
I ain't gonna lie. Pro box is better than fucking Sufa.
Hell yeah. Listen, round one, it's a new era in boxing. All
Wait,
that
you
old school shit is out the window. You know what the problem with it is? It is a
you
new era.
you
It
went too
is a
far up, Edwin. They talking shit here. You're not letting me read.
get the messages. Let's go.
Precise says it's all going to change. Boxing has a horrible business structure. The fans need this change, and the majority of fighters also. That's from Precise. Pug says the ring doesn't charge fighters sanctioning fees, and the best fighters will enjoy defending that.
Okay, now
Uh,
check this out. Now check this out. Okay, keep going, keep going, keep going.
The ring isn't a sanctioning body. They don't have a ranking structure. Their belt is ass.
They don't have shit. They never did.
Captain says, "What's up, fam?" Josue says, "No fees, brokey talk."
Brokey
The
talk.
fee, the
Brokey
fees
talk.
are to support boxing as a
Yes.
sport.
Yes. Yes. That's
Pug
brokey talk.
says it's not a sanctioning body. It's not sanctioning body, but media, and the power of narrative is stronger than watered down sanctioning body rankings. Ring can use scouting reports to choose best fighter and defend by popular demand.
That's
Stock
awesome.
Chaser
I like
says,
that.
round
Who said
one,
that?
you do know that the IBF is strict because they are on record for taking bribes in the past. Them alphabet belts dirty with their manipulation and backdoor shenanigans.
What you think? The Zufa doesn't take vanilla envelopes? They don't
Of
have
course they
backdoor.
do.
Of course. Of course.
Ring is not a sanctioning body, says Pug. Josue, it's a two-pack of ass.
A two pack of ass.
Josue says popular equals butts in seats. Facts.
Facts.
The same thing might happen to Evo, says Tevin. Josue says participation trophies.
Yeah.
Pug says, and Ring would be cheating themselves if they didn't have the best fighter defending the ring belt. As long as they have the best blue chip fighter to protect Big Bank, they can back up any fight by any ranking system
Okay.
or
Stay.
popular
Stay.
demand.
Popular demand. Okay. A popular demand. Okay. Stop right there. Stop right there. First of all, let's just clear up one thing. That way we can be educated because this is round one sports talk. We're having conversations, but we're also educating each other. You guys are educating me. I'm educating you. You guys are hipping me to stuff. That's why I have my chat. You guys are the best. And don't think that I'm attacking you or anything in here. We're going back and forth. You have the right to your opinion and what you feel. I'm not going to call you out your name, nothing. That's how you feel. That's how you feel. But let's have a conversation. Let me explain one thing. The reason why the four major sanctioning bodies have sanctioning fees because they don't have stadiums, domes. You don't have a place where you go and you pay for tickets that they own, like a football owner. He doesn't charge sanctioning fees for his trophy because he charges them at the door. When in boxing, the promoter rents a venue. They got to break bread with the owners of the venue, of the place. Then with the streaming, boxing runs much different. There would be no way that these belts would survive without sanctioning fees. That's the sanctioning fees is the equivalent of their stadiums because they don't get no money from nowhere else. And when you call the IBF, you better hope they have a secretary that answers the phone. The IBF organization, the WBC organization. Sanctioning fees are necessary. They're necessary to keep the sport going. That's what makes them powerful. That's why the Ring Magazine belt never ever took off. They try to be that belt that try to say, we're not going to charge sanctioning fees. Well, you were never a belt. You were a magazine that lost your mind and thought, we're just going to invent the belt. When at the time when Ring Magazine made their belt, though, that was an honorable move. I respect why they did that. In that point in time, I think that the ring belt was the best belt in the world because those other guys were all ducking and choosing to fight whatever. The ring fought the best. So in that time, it was fucking awesome. As the history started going, the Ring magazine, when Oscar De La Hoya owned it, it became a popularity contest belt. Every Mexican had one, right? And we were like, yo, what the fuck? Nobody else can compete for this belt but them. And it became a joke. Now that Turkey owns it, Turkey is trying to put status on the ring. But you got years and years that we can look back on the ring belt and all the envelopes you guys took and all the bullshit fights you guys put together for your ring belt and all the time you guys picked whoever fought for your ring belt and you never gave an opportunity to other fighters that were deserving to fight for the ring belt. Since the ring belt doesn't have a ranking system, They can basically choose whoever they feel. And then they'll dress it up and say this is the number one, number two. But when you look in the ranking, he's ranked number 7 and he's ranked number 9. They're just telling you he's the number one and he's the number two. But in the ranking system in the world, he's not the number one and he's not the number two. But the ring was doing this for years. For years. They even gave Saul Canelo Alvarez one. He didn't fight the number one guy with the number one, two when he got it in that other division and came up. He just kept collecting it. And we were like, wow, no wonder he's getting it. Oscar De La Hoya owns Saul Canelo Alvarez and he owns the ring. No wonder he ended up with it. So the ring had a lot of shit behind it. And I can't forget that. They were one of the most fucked up organizations, popularity belt. Yo, when Oscar had that shit, bro, that shit was like the ring, even the magazine value went down. So don't give me this honesty shit. How honest and how prestigious the ring belt is when it has the history of all fuck ups. That belt,
Lolo,
man, listen, don't give me that shit.
you're gonna love this one. Lowe's about to boil your blood, but then again, you just became a grandpa, so it might not bother you.
It's not
He
gonna
says
bother
if
me.
Saudi and the Prince pull out of boxing, Trump is gonna call them and say, "Can I talk to your son?"
Yet,
Smiley emoji. And then he says, "In a way, is overrated."
okay, okay, cool, cool. Anyway, it's gonna be overrated because that's what you were told. That's what you were told. And it's probably going to come off one of your favorite content creators. And since you support that guy, if that guy says so, must be true, right? Okay. Inoue is Naoya Inoue is one of the most highly decorated champions we have today. I believe he's the only current champion that has all 4 belts. There's no champion doing him like him. And if he's overrated, why has he's going to defend all 4 belts, a record breaking 7 times in a row. This will be his 28th world title fight in a row. And if an overrated fighter can open up the Tokyo Arena for the second time in Japan's history after its closing 25 years ago when Mike Tyson got knocked out by Buster Douglas, in order to open that front door of that Tokyo Dome, you're going to have to sell 50,000 plus tickets. Capacity, it's 55,000. So here comes this nobody, overrated fighter with Luis Nari. Who the fuck is Luis Pantera Nari? A knockout artist, former world champion? Yes. But I don't think he was that popular. That nobody you're talking about sold 54,000 tickets. More than any of your little American guys. Not more than Saul, though. But, listen, this is a super bantamweight fighter. Let that sink in for a second. I said a super bantamweight fighter is selling out and main eventing. When have you ever seen a bantamweight fighter headlining an event with the other guys underneath him? First of all, they're usually co-main events if there's something, or third or fourth on the card. There's no super bantamweight in history making $42 million in 1 year. So that nobody, that overrated nobody you're talking about, that they're telling you that he's nobody, wow, that's an amazing nobody. And by the way, overrated, he fought 16 former or current world champion. He knocked out 13 of them. You're probably one of your favorite fighters. Let's use Devin Haney. Current day, Devin Haney has only fought 9 or former world champions, and he knocked out 0.
Well, further up in the chat, he says that if Tio and Inoue were to get in the ring right now, Tio mop the floor with him.
Tio's too big for him.
If they were
Like
the same weight, if they were the same weight,
if they were this, just move on from that. Just move on from that. That's crazy talk. That's crazy
Pug
talk.
says, of course, rankings bring structure, and you have 4 ranking system of subjective performance and manufactured towards target consumers. The ring has power of media and narrative to anchor the ranks. Captain says Rocky Balboa is in the Hall of Fame. Max says nowadays the
Stop, stop,
fighters.
stop, 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 stop. Did he just say Rocky Balboa is in the Hall of Fame?
Yes.
Okay, that is fucking awesome. That is a great achievement. I remember the first day I heard that Rocky Balboa was in the Hall of Fame, I lost my mind for like 10 minutes until I calmed down and I realized why he should be in the Hall of Fame. First, I said, now the Hall of Fame lost their mind because Rocky Balboa is not a real, that's a fucking movie. Fucking Rocky Balboa is not a real fighter. What the fuck is Rocky Balboa, Sylvester Stallone doing in the Hall of Fame? The Hall of Fame lost their mind. It hit me like a ton of bricks. The recognition and the worldwide exposure that those Rocky movies gave to the boxing world. You know how many kids and young girls and boys that Rocky movie influenced to turn them into a boxer because of Rocky movie that they saw? And this is still ongoing. The amount of exposure that Rocky movies have brought boxing to every home across the world, that kind of eyes to the sport of boxing, it's higher than any boxer has ever gone given to the sport. The notoriety, the 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 inspiration that those Rocky movies made, bro. Every kid came out like, I want to be Rocky, bro. The amount of viewers that those movies, Rocky 1, 2, 3, 4, that they reach, the audiences that they reached and brought, yo, he did more for boxing than any heavyweight, 10 heavyweight champs could have ever did. And I realized that, and I was like, you're damn right, Rocky Balboa belongs in the Hall of Fame. Not for boxing, not for trying to sell you the fact that he was a real fighter, but for keeping the sport alive. For having all those kids. I want to be Rocky. Remember when Rocky fought Apollo? And that brought kids to boxing gyms. I want to be just like Rocky. Yo, that was better than any coach standing on a corner with a microphone trying to get kids to come in the gym. Just play a Rocky movie. They'll get hyped, amped. Let's go. So the influence, the millions and billions of people that have watched a Rocky movie, that is way more powerful than any fighters' careers. That any, you know what I mean? It's just it hit me. I was like, yeah, Rocky's he's part of boxing. Those are the people that attracted us to it, that kept it alive. You're damn right, Sylvester Stallone should be in the Hall of Fame. He's got billions of eyes on those movies. No boxer's touching that. He did more for boxing without actually boxing than most fighters do in their whole career. 10, 20 boxers. That's a no-brainer. Once I calmed down and I saw his contribution to boxing, I was like, you're damn right Rocky belongs in the Hall of Fame. Then I was like, okay, I could see it that way.
Max says nowadays the fighters seem to be more worried about the ring belt than the other four. You read this one. Stock Chase says round one, it's a new era in boxing. All that old school shit out the window. And for those baseball fans, we got Colombia, Panama starting, and also Israel versus Dominican Republic.
Okay.
Pug says because the ring has no sanctioning fees and it's always positioned with the best blue chip fighter, the suits rely on to protect the status of his fighters, of the best fighter. Old school boxing was way better than now, says Captain. Stock Chaser says they paid their sanctioning fees. No reason to have to have stripped them.
Yes, there is the reason to have him strip them. Stop right there. Let me tell you something right now, Stock Chasers, right? I know you's a street kid, bro. I've seen you, I've talked to you. You can look at me, and me and you can look at each other and we know where we from. We know where we from. And I'm gonna tell you right now, Stock Chasers, you're not gonna come to my block, bro. And I got a product. Let's say let's Coca-Cola, right? Coca-Cola. I'm selling Coca-Cola and you're selling Pepsi. And a fuck on a block in a cooler for $1, right? Okay. You ain't coming to my block selling that Pepsi shit, trying to get trying to get it off of me when I'm selling Coca-Cola, right? You wouldn't allow that to happen now, would you? No. That's business, brother. Stock chasers, you got to understand that there's no way the IBF can allow the Zufa belt in the ring with them to compete. You know why? What would stop the Russian champion, the French champion, the Japanese champion, heavyweight champion from coming in the ring and also saying they're the real champion off of what you built, stock chasers selling Pepsi? If you built that, stock chasers, you cannot allow someone else to try to get next to you off of what you built. You can't let that super belt compete with this belt because by doing so, you're actually saying that that super belt means something. That super belt means nothing. Absolutely nothing. There's no legacy behind it. There's no champions. There's nothing. What you want me to convince me to do as a fan is forget about all the champions that had these belts, the legacy, the history. Ali, Floyd, Felix Trinidad. Shit, even today's fighters. Teofimo Lopez, right? Xander Zayas, Abdullah Mason. You want me to forget about all the legacy that these belts, and you just want to quickly say, let's start over. It's a new era, Edwin. The Zufa belt is the way. No, the Zufa belt needs to prove itself like everything else in life. See, I'm from the show me state. You're going to have to show me. You could talk all that shit, wherever you want to do. We come face to face, brother. Show me. Show me. That's what I'm about. And I'm going to tell you right now, that super belt ain't showed me shit. You ain't got no legacy. You got to start from scratch. But what you're not going to do is use them to do it. You're not going to use us if we ain't shit. And you don't like the way we run it. And we corrupt. Zufa, why are you trying to get in bed with us? Why couldn't you just hold your own event with your own belt? Why are you making a stink about the IBF? And why did you go out and buy an IBF champion? Because you had a goal in mind. You set it all up to get your belt in the ring just one time. Just let one of the sanctioning bodies slip up and give life to that Zufa belt. Within the same token, belts ain't shit, but Zufa is making a belt. Zufa, if belts wasn't shit, why didn't you just not make up a belt? Just raise Jai Opetaya's hand up and declare him the Zufa champion. Don't give him a belt. Don't give him nothing. When you're saying that belts don't matter, you're saying belts don't matter, but your belt matters. You're saying that the alphabet belts don't matter, but the Ring magazine belt matters. You see how they're tricking you? This is just a ploy from, it's just like Nike and Adidas, Pepsi Cola and Coca-Cola. They're going to shit on each other. But what facts are facts. This is what started our sport. This is where the history and the legacy lie. None of my champions held the Zufa belt. Floyd Mayweather had that WBC world title. Mike Tyson had that belt. And the list goes on. So when you win one of these belts, you feel that. All your legends, all the history of the men and women that held these championships. And once you get it, it's time to make your reign. Hold that Zufa belt and tell me what legacy flows through your veins.
Pug's got a great point. He says if you're still paying for your belt, then you're still climbing up the ladder to earn that ring status of being rewarded the free hard-earned belt. It's a good point.
It's a
Because
good point. That's a good point. Now listen, Look, in life, right? Sufa tells you you're not paying sanctioning fees for our belt, but we're gonna own the rights to you and all your sponsorship and tell you what to wear. And every other dollar goes to us. So although they disguise it like you're not paying sanctioning fees, you are. They're controlling. You're not paying sanctioning fee for Sufa belt, but now you're a prisoner to everything they took away all your rights. I'd rather pay sanctioning fees and have the ability to make money off of my own brand. I can make clothes. I can show up to appearances. They can pay me to show up to places. I can be sponsored. I can make more money on sponsorships than what you're paying me. Sufa claims you're not paying sanctioning fees for their belt, but they're taking all the other money from you that you could have earned. So what's worse? Paying a little bit of sanctioning fees or being a prisoner and a slave to a fucking brand? And they keep all your marketing rights. What's worse? I'd rather pay sanctioning fees. No one knows how much a fucking sponsor would ever pay you to show up somewhere. It could be any number. But if that happens with Sufa, that goes in their pocket. To the sanctioning fees, you say you ain't paying, but you're getting raped on the back end. They're just hiding the sanctioning fees from you. At least boxing is honest. Yo, don't be blind, bro. Don't be blind. You guys are being lured in, sucked in, and you guys are going to be slave wagers to a fucking boxing organization when you're complaining when the good old days are right in front of you. We're free as boxers. We got the Muhammad Ali Act. Go to Sufa. As soon as you walk through the door, that's stripped. Here, put on this equipment. Say this, do that. You can't go here. You can't wear a logo here. Who's sponsoring you? Now we'll take that. Go be a slave. Go to Sufa. We free over here. I'll pay the sanctioning fees hands down every day, twice on Sunday, rather being a slave to them and watching them make money off my name. Fuck out of here. Read the chat, dog. Let me take a hit of this blunt.
Tell them how you really feel, Edwin.
Mm-hmm.
Boxing was broken before Turkey got involved, and the alphabet soup belts are broken too. Says I'm just someone. Well, hopefully, Sufa and the ring don't start changing the levels of PEDs allowed. Says Mac. Captain says any sport that involves gambling is controlled by corruption. Alphabet belts are crooked. Says Stock Chaser. Alphabet soup rankings are all over the place. No consistency. Sufa and the ring will consolidate. Says I'm just someone. How many world title fights Crawford had? Question mark, says Josue. Low knows if Inoue and
19.
if Inoue and Teal were the same size, Teal will wipe the mat with him. I already read that. Sufa's number one, says Stock Chaser with a green smiling
They need to
face.
send Stock Chaser a fucking Sufa belt. Sufa, you guys hear this shit? This is like your number one fan, Stock Chaser. Y'all don't leave him down. And when Sufa crumples, Stock Chaser, go with them. You know, rock out with them. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna buy Stock Chaser a fucking Sufa belt and I'm gonna send it to him for Christmas. Yeah, this motherfucker love the Sufa belt.
Stock Chaser, te jodiste. I'm
Fuck
just
you.
someone says the alphabet soup belt has a good money selling champion. They don't mandate a fight against the next rank. They allow them to fight the weight class below them. Uh, who else? Max says Inoue is older and further along in his career than Devin. We are all putting Haney into. Why are you putting Haney into this?
Into the conversation because Devin Haney's one of the best. Devin Haney's one of the best fighters out there. Devin Haney is what we need in the sport. We need competitors. We need the people to be compared to him. If you hear me talk about Devin Haney, it's because motherfucker Devin Haney is one of the motherfucking he's up there, and you gotta get criticism and you. That's when you know you made it. When they talking you up, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. If somebody's talking about Devin Haney, well then, brother, that says it all right there.
Lono says that classic round one crash out was Hall of Fame worthy. We need another crash out. Well, Lo, I hate to break it to you. Edmund
The
just
fuck?
became a grandfather, and nothing is bothering him. You're not gonna get a crash out. That motherfucker is all fucking happy as shit right now. So ain't nothing gonna bother him. He may get a little emotional, but he ain't gonna crash out.
Nah, I got the twins coming.
I mean, shit, the baby boy already working on his jab day one.
On the jab. Come on. You know what I mean? I'm not pushing it on him, but you never know. He had to defend himself in that nursery. Just work on the jab, son. You know what I mean?
No bullying's gonna happen in that nursery, huh?
No bullying. Yeah. You know what I
Captain says
mean?
Rocky One is one of the best movies ever.
Ever.
Um, but whoever Jason says, but whoever was to beat anyway, I bet they would say they are the pound for pound
Oh
number
yeah.
one
And,
now.
and Naoya anyway ain't shit. He's nobody. But if you beat him, you become the man. Go figure. Go.
Rocky taught us.
I mean, the truth is in between what people say. If you just listen closely, you go, but wait a minute. If he's a fucking hype job, how do you become the best, win 4 belts, take away the O from the greatest active fighter we have? But how is he a nobody? I don't understand. I don't understand. Go ahead.
Rocky taught us to bite down and overcome in life. Facts.
Facts.
Um, Let me see who else. D1 in the building. He says, salute Edwin. Selling that Bocaine says low. How much is the IBF paying you, bro? Says Stock Chaser.
How much did the IBF pay me? Yo, hold up. Where's my fucking paycheck? God damn it. Stock chasers, you done hit me to something. I'm over here speaking up and I ain't getting paid. You know what that is? That's called freedom. That's called freedom. That's called speaking honest. And you have to know that I'm not biased. The IBF owes me nothing. I owe him nothing. I am only loyal to my sport. I
Well, you ain't
I
gonna get paid shit according to Stock Chaser because Sufa's gonna sue the IBF bankrupt soon.
Oh yeah. Oh, hold on. Check this out. Check this out. Check this out.
Yo,
Check this out.
Stock Chasers ain't shit.
Yo, yo, stock chasers, bro. You're
Yeah.
making the super people look real bad right now. You need to just stop texting, stop typing, dog,
Yeah.
because you're down bad right now, stock chasers. Listen, that's crazy. Stop laughing, frontline, because you already see what I'm about to say, right? Why would you be butthurt about the IBF if their belt ain't shit? Why do you gotta sue them because they wouldn't play ball with you and allow Jayo Pataya to fight for the belt in their made up organization? Dana White has no room to stand on. And by him even threatening to sue the IBF, it shows you right there the jealousy of the IBF, the real championship, not playing around with this Mickey Mouse belt. You're although the Sufa has a lot of money, that's monopoly money. That belt has no legacy, it has no glory. There's nothing behind that hubcap. This has history, legacy. The IBF is the only belt that meant something in that ring. Besides the prestigious ring belt, you got to give it its props, right? But that was it. That super belt means absolutely nothing. Just because the Sufa is another boxing entity, well, then make your way. If what you claim, these belts ain't shit, well, then why don't you just pull your Sufa cards with your own belt and bring up your own fighters? Why do you need us and threaten to sue us because we wouldn't fight with you? Why there's another case of another belt cannot survive without our belts while saying our belts ain't shit. While saying our belts ain't shit, but you're mad that we wouldn't get in the ring with you. Where IBF is over here doing their own shit. They don't ask to go over into your Zufa boxing league. Did the IBF say, hey, Zufa, we want to go to Zufa and let our belt fight in Zufa? No. You're the one that tried to bring IBF into your league while saying you ain't shit, while telling the organization, we're going to take over, but we need you. Why would you help them? Why would the IBF help Zufa? That's just like your girlfriend telling you, I'm gonna fuck your best friend, but me and you gonna be together. Does that work for you, Stock Chaser? I'm going to his house tonight, but when I get back, me and you together. And I'm letting you know. That's exactly what Zufa's doing to the IBF. Fuck you. You ain't shit. We don't need you. But we're going to sue you if you don't get in the ring with us. Because we need you on that night. We need Jayo Pataya to win our Zufa belt while holding your belt. And as soon as that happens, fuck your belt. Give life to our belt. We no longer need you. But we need you to be here. How does that work? Does that work for you? Do you allow someone else to hustle on your block? Are you going to let someone else stand on your block right next to you while telling you your product ain't shit? My product's the best, but when they buy off you, tell them to come and buy off me. While telling you you're charging too much for your prices, my prices are lower, but if you come into, you sell your soul. How does this work? At what point is a brand able to stand for themselves while being attacked by others? You think that Zufa is heaven sent, that they're going to bring structure, they're going to bring a schedule, they're going to bring order to a chaotic environment. In that chaos, I realized what I was seeing later in life. Shit, not just a couple years ago. Have you ever lived in chaos? Do you have an office or maybe a room or maybe even a drawer that everything is chaos? You go in your office, your wife is like, everything's messy, but you know where everything is. You know where it is. And you've lived like that and you became comfortable because although everything's all over the place, you know how to get to it. She comes and cleans everything up. And now you're asking her, where the hell is everything at? You moved there. Where's everything? It's clean. Where's everything at? It's not how you function.
Hey, I'm gonna let you answer this question. Where is it at? No, it's not even a question, it's a statement. But real quick on baseball, Dominican, Israel, top of the second, bases loaded, one out, Dominican Republic at bat, just for those out there. Real quick, Stock Chaser says should have not have stolen the sanctioning fees. And then I'm just someone says Jai is the lineal champ. He doesn't need the IBF. I'll let you answer that one.
Jai's the lineal champ. He doesn't need the IBF. What the fuck is the lineal belt? It's just an opinionated belt by fans. We vote if his belt means something. Whoever's holding the lineal belt, whether he did it the honorable way, the noble way, or he was awarded it by some shit, that's, you got an opinionated belt, not a world title. You mean to tell me that the lineal belt is better than an IBF belt because that's your opinion? I actually wear an IBF belt that that shows that I'm a champion. Show me the lineal belt. What champion wears it? You just say it. You guys are cool with that? Then fine, that's for you. I'd rather see my hard work. This right here tells the world that I kick ass and I'm one of the best in the world to do it. Whenever you see this, or this, that means that I am one of the greatest warriors on the planet. You got to walk around and tell people you're the lineal belt champion. You got to tell them, where's your belt at? If it's so prestigious, it's so awesome, where the fuck is your belt? Because when you show it, someone's going to say, ain't that the ring belt? How do you guys exist on the same belt?
No more talk says nope because IBF already solidified and Sufa does need them for the future financial gains and notoriety because metaphorically speaking, they are babies in the sport of boxing.
Ring belt is better.
And then Gvon says no one cares about baseball. Well, I don't know about you, but we got a lot of proud countrymen here that follow all sports
Yeah,
and they
yeah,
may or may not be interested.
yeah. That's
So
it for the people that are interested. That's it. Go ahead, keep going.
it was
No,
okay.
no,
It's
I
not like
watch
we're
sports.
talking baseball. I'm just
Yeah,
throwing
yeah,
it
yeah.
out there, and
Don't
that's it.
lie. It's a sport.
I'm just someone. Lineal means he beat the guy that beat the guy. Says I'm just someone.
Okay, I'm just someone. That shit, the guy that beat the guy. Okay, first of all, the lineal ring belt, its title and structure and what it means has changed through the course of years. If you go back and look the history up of the Ring Magazine belt, the Ring Magazine was considered like the Bible of boxing. That's where you got all your boxing information, next fights, and stories about fighters, and got connected with the fighters. That was the only way. Now, the ring belt was a belt that we lived in a time where blacks and whites weren't even allowed to drink out the same bubbler. A white champion was not going to fight the good black American fighter because he was fucking good. So we avoided him, right? The white champion would do that. Then all of a sudden, people were like, you're not the real champion, bro. This guy is the real champion. And they told him to pick up the ring belt, hold it up high, and be proud. You're the people's champion. The people's. Throughout the years, it went from the people's champion to the most popular champion. Whoever was popular got the ring belt. From the most popular and corrupt organization, the ring belt, when Oscar and them owned it, the ring really took a dive. Nobody was respecting it anymore. Only like real hardcore guys. And every Mexican that had one, they viewed it as the ring is the best. Yeah, because all the Mexicans got them, right? Then, when time started changing, Oscar de la Hoya started implementing at the tail end best fighting the best. And in one sentence in an interview, that's all he said. The ring belt represents the best fighting the best, and that shit stuck. It's not that it had a history of actually doing that. Then they started doing it. They started taking this, the number one guy, the number two guy, and they started to try to put meaning behind it to really give that name, the best fighting the best, the ring, credibility by showing a couple history fight. Look, we fought here, 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 and here, here. But that's not how your belt has been throughout its history. If the ring belt was started like that and we're there here to the, you can say that's all it's ever been. The best fighting the best. Unfortunately, you can't say that about the ring belt because I'll just challenge you to go look up its history. They're not going to lie. They're going to tell you. I watched the video too. So that belt, I mean, it's a trophy that goes around your waist. That's what the ring belt actually is. It's a prestigious trophy. It has history. There's a lot of value in that ring belt. I would be very proud to wear that belt. As a
All right, so
boxer, I would be very proud. But
so
the four major sanctioning bodies are what makes the sport. You got to recognize all the entities that live off of the creation of the belts. That's just like a fucking killer whale swimming around the sea and you got all these other fishes stuck to it. You're the big fish. All these little fish are just stuck to you. That's it. You never pay sanctioning fees for a ring belt to give it its prestige. They can basically do whatever the fuck they want with that ring belt. They got no rules holding them back. Their ranking system is based off these belts.
Let me read these two statements from I'm Just Someone. He
I'm
says they
just
can have it. You're gonna have to beat Jai to get that respect. Then he says, Benavidez says, I want to fight the best, not I want to fight the IBF. Well, how do you be considered the best if you don't have a belt?
right. The belt speaks to your hard work. Without the belt, you're just a great fighter. A case in point, Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia didn't become respectable until the day he won that WBC world title. That's just proof right in front of your face, whether you want to accept it or deny it. If Ryan Garcia loses that fight to Mario Barrio, he becomes a joke. He becomes a all in social media boxer. He goes back in that category with the Jake Pauls of the world. Am I right? By winning the world title, he officially became what? A world champion. That belt gave Ryan Garcia all the credibility he needed to be a real boxer. So how are you gonna sit there and tell me that the belts ain't shit?
Javon
Jayo
says,
Pataya, excuse me, Jayo Pataya just won the Zufa belt, right? Did Jayo Pataya become a world champion in the boxing world?
nope.
No,
He just got
no.
another trophy.
They nothing. Listen, look, hold up, wait, right there. Let's put up the IBF's official statement.
Go ahead. While you look that up, let me
No, I don't gotta
address.
look nothing up. I got that shit right here. Go ahead, share. Read the chats. Read it. Go.
Javon says, I don't know what the fuck you talking about. If you're gonna say the ring don't matter, stick to baseball. Well, to give you a baseball update, 5-0, Dominican Republic, top of the second, 2 outs, full count, batter at bat. There you go. Take that.
Okay,
Um
now, okay, but
the
hold on, hold on,
the
hold on,
the
hold on, hold on,
ring don't mean
hold on,
shit.
hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. If somebody's gonna come up here and tell me to talk about fucking baseball because they're so educated, why don't you come up here and educate the world for us? Show me and teach us. I want your vast boxing knowledge, right? I'm dropping the link in the chat. I want you to tell me why, besides your opinion, because you feel that your voice and what you say is God in boxing when you have done nothing for the sport. You have done nothing but give your opinion, like all of us. Now, the real boxing gods make the rules, not me, not you, not him. This is the IBF. They are one of the boxing gods. I don't make the rules. So I would love for you to come up here and tell me why. And I'll go get the violin for you. Why is it automatic? The Ring Magazine is the best belt in all of the sport. When they're telling you that belts don't mean shit, that means that Ring Magazine belt don't mean shit too. You
Hey, when
just
have we
said it.
had a ring championship fight ever hosted? Ever?
No,
Just the
no, no, no.
ring.
They say belts ain't shit, but the ring belt is the shit. So if belts don't shit, why don't we do away with all of them? Fuck the ring, fuck everything else. Let's just go by that guy's opinion and whoever he deems to be champion. And let's see if that works. If you don't got nothing recognizing you as a world champion, I would love for him to come up here and explain to the entire world why is it that the ring is better than the guys that made the fucking sport? Why is it that that ring belt is better, but by the rules of the ring belt, everyone is not qualified to compete for it? You can only be the number one and the number two. But in the IBF, the number 15 guy can fight for their belt. So you don't even got good rule structure. It's not equal opportunity belt. It's only the guys at the top. You don't even play by the same rules. You're a cheating belt. You only go for the most popular, the top two guys. No one else has the right to compete for your belt. Brother, your belt is not fair to win.
Hey, I'm just. Someone says, can you clarify who is they, saying that the belts don't matter?
The people, the chats, these guys saying, like people like Stock Chaser, the belts ain't shit, but in the same breath, the Zufa belt and the ring belt is. Wait a minute, didn't you just say belts don't mean nothing? What's the difference between these belts and those belts? Promotion, hate, advertisement. You're just getting on board with a different brand. You're switching from Adidas to Nikes while saying Adidas ain't shit. That's all you're doing. You're literally saying belts ain't shit while promoting two other belts. That sounds like hate. I don't get it. That is pure hate. And then you're saying your excuse is you pay sanctioning fees. Yeah? Well, you're a slave at Zufa. You don't got no promotional rights. You can't get sponsored, all sponsorships. You can't even wear anything you want. All that money goes to Zufa. Yeah, you don't pay sanctioning fees, but you pay everything else to them. But they're going to tell you, look, our belt is free. No, it's not. At least boxing's honest with us. Pay the sanctioning fees, go do your sponsorship, wear what you want in the ring, make your money off of what your hard body of work. Sufa saying the entire time you worked out through the amateurs and everything, once you sign on this dotted line, we own the rights to you. You can't make a dime or do a commercial or an appearance without Sufa taking your money. But yet you don't pay sanctioning fees. You see, the difference between Sufa, they got a boxing building. They're using the UFC basement as where you come to, and they're also taking the ticket prices at the door. They're doing what an NFL, NBA team would do. They got a building. These guys don't have a building. They're a traveling show. Whenever you want their belt to be in attendance, you write them, notify them, we're going to be here in New York City. That's how the belts function. You understand? Sufa got a boxing place where you go to watch their fights that have been all held in the same building. And all the fighters are wearing the same clothes. All the money goes to them while they tell you you don't pay sanctioning fees. It's a scam.
Oh, Sweat says they have to start their own ranking from the bottom up, not use the other sanctioning bodies' rankings.
And the sanctioning bodies cannot allow that. Look at what the sanctioning bodies say right here. You see it on the board. I wanted to leave it right there while we were talking so that you can read it. The IBF, the WBA, the WBC, the W, they ain't fucking with them. This is the article that was printed. Bro,
They all seem happy at Sufa. No complaints from no one, says Jivan.
they all seem
Um,
happy at Sufa. No complaints from Gvon. I challenge you guys to go read this. You know, the conversation's getting deep. If you want to read this article for me, Frontline, or however, we can
send
go.
it to me. Send it to me on WhatsApp so I can read it better. I can't see it from the screen, and
You can't see it from the screen. All right.
Restream doesn't let me
The International
zoom in.
Boxing Federation (IBS) withdrew sanctioning options defending the IBF cruiserweight um title
You can't share
between
it with me, Edwin.
Jaya Pattaya rank number 15. Yeah, I could read. I could send it to you. This is gonna be hard for me to fucking read the whole thing, man. I can
And
barely
then
even see it. I can't. I'm still blowing it up, and I still can't
yeah,
see it.
and I can't imagine on my end.
I can't
Send
see
it
it.
to me and
And
I'll
my
pull
eyes are
it up.
bad though. My eyes are bad. That's why I can't. I just can't focus, man.
People would hate on the ring going against the grain with the sanctioning bodies. But if Keyshawn beat Haney now and defend ring against anybody, they called out ring holds credibility.
You know what? That ring belt, man, and I was talking about it. I don't mean to rock the Ring Magazine belt. That belt's been around too long. That belt got legacy, it's got history, it's got champions behind it. It's a real nice belt, right? But when I view Saul Canelo Alvarez, I view him as the four belt holder. He's the undisputed champion because he has all four belts. The reason why I learned what life boxing taught me this: when Saul Canelo Alvarez only had three belts and the ring, he wasn't considered undisputed, and he had four belts. He had WBO, WBC, WBA, and the ring. And without the IBF, he wasn't considered undisputed. But I thought we were in a four belt era. You could have one of the other belts should have filled the void. The boxing world should have allowed and gave recognition to that ring belt. He would have had four, but it doesn't work that way now, does it? Until he went back and beat William Skull for the IBF, then on that night, Canelo became undisputed. So when you sit back and you watch moments like that in the real sport, you take your feelings, what you think out of the equation, and look at what's real. Stop fighting the curb and wake up. When they stripped Saul of that IBF, he was no longer undisputed world champion. He was considered a unified world champion and he had the ring belt, the lineal. If it's so powerful, why didn't it help Saul? Why didn't the belt get recognition if he had four belts in a four belt era? He had to go win the IBF back.
Josue just shut everybody up. He says, "Tell me a Hall of Famer that didn't have a belt." Question.
Rocky Balboa. I don't know. No, listen. Okay, that was a joke. But Rocky Balboa in the Hall of Fame, he's under the section of where they put the men and women that never boxed that deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. Ring announcers, guys that sat there for 30 years ringing that bell. You might not know who that guy is, but the bell and the picture of him is in the Hall of Fame. He dedicated his life to boxing. There should be some referees in the Hall of Fame, announcers. Let's get ready to rumble. You're going to make mean to tell me he doesn't belong in the Boxing Hall of Fame? There is a section in the Boxing Hall of Fame of people that contribute to boxing that never got in the ring, and they belong there. They gave their lives to boxing, and they should be honored, and their name should be lived on in immortality on those walls. Yes.
Hey, Pug. So he
Yes.
says you value the belt as if it's the fighter. The belt is only as good as the fighter owning that belt. False. The belt is there. People fight and strive to earn that belt. It's not like, okay, so and so has this belt. No, they got to fight for it. So
See,
the belts.
that sounds like a person that won their entire life the second place trophy. That sounds, I'm sorry, and I don't mean to take a shot at you. Matter of fact, I'm gonna pretend like I'm not talking to you because I don't mean this directed to you. But what you said sounds like something a loser would say. That's how I take it. You're trying to diminish the value of a world title and what that says for you. You sound like what's that kid Rosado? You fought a lot of great world champions, but you never won the big fight. You're just going to become Gabriel Rosado. Great warrior, great record. His resume is better than most, hands down. But he's never a world champion. So is Gabe Rosario going to the Hall of Fame for never winning a belt? He fought a lot of former world champions, current world champions, and he has a great resume. The only thing that's going to solidify you is a championship. Randy Moss is one of the best wide receivers of all time. But why is he out of the conversation? He never won a chip. He never won a championship. So when you get a belt, how the fuck are you trying to sit here and diminish the belt and say what? Just ignore the fact that your life worked, got you to here, and let's just because this guy says so. Xander Zayas, you just won the WBO and WBA. According to this guy, you haven't accomplished shit. You ain't did shit. Don't recognize his body of work. Don't recognize the struggle that it took him to get there and what did these belts say about him as a fighter. No, just say that Virgil is better than him. Just say it. Virgil doesn't have to do anything as far as getting world titles because according to fans like this, just Virgil's name and you saying so is better than Xander's two belts. Say that again. Say that to me again
Which
and
one?
make it make sense.
Yo, Josué, cógelo suave, papi, no lo ataques así. Josué going in.
Read them.
Josué says Pug sounds dumb as fuck. It's like saying the player is more important than the Super Bowl. LOL, poor idiot. Dumbass reasoning. Don't hate the players, hate the game, says Pug. He's right. The belts decorate the champion. This dude is so high. I'm just someone, says. Josué says your whole reasoning is flawed. LOL. You the one on the wrong side this so far, says Josue. Thus far. No more talk. Participation trophies will not be accepted. The J Kid says it goes both ways. Belts let the public know who is at the top, yet stars don't need belts because they already known. Josua, the belts is like a Super Bowl ring, says I'm just someone. Richard, salute guys. Saludo, papi. How many Super Bowl rings get sold after the fact?
Stop.
Says I'm just someone.
Stop. Stop. You know all those Super Bowl rings you ever see in pawn shops and shit like that? Now I've traveled the world and I don't know if you noticed I like jewelry. Now I've slowed it down over the years, trust me guys, right? And I've gone in pawn shops all over the world and I've seen Super Bowl rings. The funny thing about that is the rings you see in those pawn shops, yeah, that's the third string guy's ring. He never made money. He was broke anyway. All those rings you see are from guys that you say, who? Who is this guy? You don't see fucking Randy Moss's or Tom Brady's ring in the pawn shop, do you? Do you see any of fucking LT's rings in the pawn shop? No. So don't try to say like, oh, they be mad rings, and bro. That's all the guys you ain't never heard of. That's they rings. That shit happens. And by the way, you do know that when they make these rings, they make three versions of the ring, right? You do know that, right? Not all the players get the exact ring. The starting the first starters, they get the real ones and the coaches get the real ones.
Yeah, first string.
The ones down from them, they usually get the ring that was first designed. They get theirs, and theirs is more rounder. There's a little bit less diamonds on it, and it's not really like a Super Bowl ring. Then they got another sets of rings for like even lower staff.
Yeah.
I've seen all those rings in pawn shops. That's how I
Well,
learned about
pri-
that.
prime example that WBC belt ring that they gave Canelo for the Canelo and Crawford fight. You ain't gonna see one of those in a pawn shop.
No,
That's
you'll
one of a
never see
kind.
Terrence Crawford. That's a one of one.
Same thing with the
You
chain
won't
that
see
Ryan Garcia
Anthony's
got.
pawn chop or Ryan's chain.
Yeah, that shit you'll never see that. It's one of
You
one.
won't see. You might see the NFL shit, but you won't see boxing shit.
Jason says Xander Zaya's record almost looks like Virgil Ortiz's record. The only difference is Zaya's is the champion and younger the Virgil. Laughing
And the
emoji.
only difference is that he has two belts and he's never had a belt. So say that to me again. How belts don't matter? Well, what separates them is the two belts. Yeah. You know what you can't say you were, Virgil? A champion, a world champion. You could say you fought the better competition. You could even say that you were better. But you know what you can't say? You ever had a belt. Oh, yeah. Wait. You're an interim champion. Yeah. Maybe if you take two interim belts and you rub them together real hard, no, it won't work. You still won't be a champion. Anyway, move on. Read the other chats.
Right. The guys that don't earn it sell it. The guys who won it, like Jai, they the real champs. Says I'm just someone. Captain says the diamond belt that Kodo and Pac-Man fought for.
That's not a belt. That's not a belt. They don't even make diamond belts no more. You ever notice that? When's the last diamond champion you've ever heard of? That's just like the franchise belt. That was the WBC trying shit. Just like they did the franchise. There was only three champions in the history, and they did away with the belt. The diamond belt was a kind of belt that the WBC was trying to feed to you for the longevity of one of their former world champions, like Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather, the WBC allowed him to fight for a diamond belt because the diamond belt represent a long lasting relationship with the WBC. And that they're giving you this award and allowing you to fight for this kind of belt on this night because they recognize you as a long-time loyal WBC fighter. Same thing like the WBC makes those belts for your coach. Is that a real world title that your coach got wrapped around his shoulder? No, it's an award. It's an award shaped as like a towel around a coach to signify a coach's belt. You see?
I'm just someone says yet the Super Bowl champ is the champ. You get a ring, but a ring or no ring, you're still the champ.
Okay, now check this out. Check this out. Let's say you win the Vince Lombardi trophy, right? Let's say you win the Vince Lombardi trophy. And then that AFL league, that fucking WWEC lead, they win their trophy. They go on TV the very next week and raise their trophy and say, "We're better than the NFL. We're better than the NFL, and our trophy is the real trophy, and the NFL trophy is fake because the NFL is scripted, according to most fans. And that league is the real WWE, and we're the real champions." Now, just because they said that, does that make it so? Does that make it so? Is it really the NFL trophy now ain't shit? The Vince Lombardi trophy is corrupted. There's too much shit going on over there. The NFL is scripted. These guys made a new league, raised their trophy on day one, and told you that the history of that trophy ain't shit. Is that the way it goes? You can just do that.
Hey, Richard wants to know how do you guys see the fight? Keith Thurman versus Fundora. Who's winning the fight? I like Keith.
I like Thurman. I like Thurman, but look, okay. Who do I got in that fight? 100%. I got Keith Thurman getting stopped by Sebastian Fundora. So I got Sebastian Fundora in the fight. I don't think Keith Thurman has enough activity. He's fucking around with an active champion and Sebastian Fundora coming off that massive ass whooping he put on Tim Zoo. And I understand that Sebastian Fundora was the one with the injury this time, the hiccup in the fight. Sebastian Fundora is a problem, guys. Yes, he got knocked out. Okay. Yes. But this is boxing, bro. Let me look up one time Keith Thurman's. Let me be correct on the numbers. I'm a little concerned with this, guys. This is the only reason why I'm taking Sebastian Fundora. Activity. Activity. One time Keith Thurman doesn't convince me. You think you can just get off your couch every 3 years and fight the top guys? You really think that? Like age ain't gonna catch up to you. Like that receding hairline ain't going away every year, Keith Thurman. You're not getting older at all. You just want me to be once upon a time impressed with your name. Yo, one time Keith Thurman was a hell of a fighter, bro. He's a crafty fighter. That man can fight. And I think that an active one time Keith Thurman could beat Sebastian Fundora. But that's not what we have here. I'm not going to allow myself to one time, long time ago, remember that Keith Thurman was that dude. Because he was. But that's not the Keith Thurman of today. Bro, you beat Jarvis, Keith Thurman. Jarvis. You think that Sebastian Fundora is a Jarvis type fighter? Bro, he knocked out Jarvis with a basic setup. That's how basic that guy was. That's not Sebastian Fundora. That's not him. That Sebastian can fight, bro. He hits hard. Yo, you guys seen his punching power? Look what his fighters look like. Bro, I don't know, man, with you guys. I'm just going to go. A fight's a fight. Anything can happen in a boxing match. It's not like I got a crystal ball over here and I'm predicting the future. Anything can happen in a fight. I wish both the guys luck. Hey, if one time Keith Thurman pulls this off, congratulations, my man. You know what I'm saying? I think that you're a great fighter. I just don't think that your heart's into it. I think you're coming back periodically for a couple money grabs, talking shit, Keith Thurman, but you're not, I'm not a fan of Keith Thurman anymore like that. He's just not relevant in the sport. He's not kicking ass and taking names. He's just visiting. Whenever he feels like it, oh, let me hop in. Matter of fact, let me see what he is.
Well, you look that up. What about this weekend? We got a good card coming up.
What's that?
We got the Barbosa versus Sims Jr. We
Oh yeah,
got
okay.
Gabriela Fundora
I
versus
like that. I want to see
Viviana
that one.
Corredor.
I want to see
Alexis
her.
Rocha. Alexis Rocha versus
Yep.
Jojo Diaz.
Okay, okay, I like that. Jojo
Oscar
Diaz.
Oscar Collazo versus Jesus Jaro.
Yo, Jojo Diaz, I had like I was reserved on him like coming back and everything, but he actually looked good. You know,
Yeah.
he actually looked good. He looked I mean, did he look bad to you? I don't know. But anyway, look at this. Brock he one time Keith Thurman fought Brock Jarvis in 2025, 312, right? That's March 12th of 2025. He fought Brock Jarvis, right? Now, his last fight from that was 2022, 2-5. That's 3 years of inactivity that he came and fought Mario Barrio. From the last time he fought Mario Barrio, he fought Manny Pacquiao. He fought Mario Barrio in 2022. He fought Manny Pacquiao 2019. So since 2019 that he suffered his first loss, It seems like one time Keith Thurman couldn't get over the fact that he was defeated. From the time he lost, he's never been that fighter. From the time he lost, from 2019, from 2019, he fought to present day two times. From 2019 to 2026, he had two fights. That's it. He fought twice in 2019, but still, at the last of his fight from 2019 to present day 2026, one time Keith Thurman has only fought two times. And you guys got that guy in the fight. Good luck. Good luck with your boxing picks. Good luck.
Another solo home run for Dominican Republic. 6-0, top of the fourth.
Nice. 6-0.
Yeah,
Fucking Santo Domingo, they come out with a
bro.
baseball and a bat when they're born.
The, let me tell you
The
something. You know
guys
who's
are
fucking
good, bro. They're
real quick? Just on this WBC tournament, the teams to watch out for: Dominican Republic, Mexico, Japan, USA, and Puerto Rico.
well, according to the Mexico's so good that they were able to beat out everybody, not one but two of their Mexican Caribbean teams
Well,
made it to
that was the Serie the
the
Caribbean
Caribbean. Yeah,
series.
I said the
Yeah, but
Caribbean.
this is the World Baseball
Yeah,
Classics.
yeah. This and they're also not playing in Mexico under the rest of the cartel watching.
Nah,
No, those are jokes. Those
and
are jokes.
and they also got Cubans on their team.
Yeah, the
Eh,
whole entire Mexican baseball team. There's not one Mexican on the team. What the fuck? Like, yo, the only person that is Mexican is the coach. Yo, it's crazy. It's crazy. Read the chat. Read the chat.
but let me see. Popular demand would blame the fighter staying loyal to their sanctioning body, boycott instead of fighting the ring champ. Says Pug.
Hey, yo, my man called them Once Upon a Time Thurman.
What? Oh yeah.
He took my shit. I said, Once Upon a Time. Yeah, he put the connection. Good shit, my man. Go ahead.
Laugh my ass off. I get what you're saying. That fight in Australia was a tune-up, and Fundura is active.
Yeah, man. It's
I
dangerous.
also
I
I
just need
also
to
don't.
point that out for you guys because I'm not a used car salesman. Okay, guys? If you like Keith Thurman and that's your guy and you believe in him that much, well, then, you know, but my job here, I don't ever say that fighters suck. I'm critical on fighters. I break things down, but I also want to point things out so that if you're that kind of fan that wants to put money on the fight, this is what he's been doing. I don't want the boxing world to sell you that one time Keith Thurman is still one time Keith Thurman. I tried my best I could leading into that Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence fight. I tried my best to tell the boxing world, brother, don't ignore that car accident. Don't ignore that. Don't ignore what he said when he was fighting Ugas that he thought his teeth fell out, his his plate. Don't ignore the mental thing that he went through and all the medications he had to take. I tried. I tried. Still, nevertheless, the boxing world sold it to you like that was prime Errol Spence Jr. Still the same one that fought Kell Brook and Sean Porter and all the fighters he fought. That was the same one. I tried. Same thing I'll try to do with Keith Thurman. I'm not trying to discredit him. I'm not trying to deter you from doing it. I'm just acknowledging the gamble, the risk that you will take. Just know going into the fight, round one told you this. You knew the risk. You knew everything. I brought it to you. You're still an adult. Make your own decision. If you believe in them, go ahead. If you value what I'm telling you and maybe that's not one of the fights I want to touch. Maybe he'll prove himself and then defend the belt. Keith Thurman, I got you on the next one. Maybe I might need you to show me something before I got your trust and I'll put my hard-earned money on you rather than always taking a gamble. Try to gamble in something, the odds are in your favor. If your fighter is an active fighter and he got you believing in him, then that's when you put your money on your guy because he's got your trust. How much trust do you value one time Keith Thurman and only fighting two times from 2019 to 2026? That's all it takes for him to say, yup, you know what? I got Keith Thurman, man. Take my money. Here you go. I believe in that man. I'm just saying, if you
Yeah,
want
but
to
Keith
take a
Thurman can
gamble, do
also
that.
Keith Thurman can also surprise Fundura.
Oh, no doubt. No one ever said that. I said that. I said that. I'm not here trying to discourage you. I'm just bringing the facts to you. You are an adult. You make your own decision. I don't run your money.
Hey,
I'm
real quick
bringing you the facts. Here they are. Do you
to answer
believe in them?
to answer Richard real quick. It's today at 7 p.m. on FS1. He's asking about the Puerto Rico versus Cuba game. It's at seven
Shit,
o'clock on
it's that
FS1.
top team, that them U.S. Japan dudes. Yo, who's saying that on the bottom? I see it.
Captain says top four teams are Venezuela, Dominican Republic, USA, and Japan.
Yo, it's them Japans. Hey, look, we be rocking through this shit all the time. U.S., Dominican, Puerto Rico, and it's always fucking Japan versus China, Japan versus them dudes, man.
Nah,
We
let me
think
tell you,
we the
team.
best, and we
Yo, let me
think
tell.
Dominicans are good. We need to start acknowledging these Japan dudes, bro, because I don't know if it's in their eyesight, but these motherfuckers catch up on that ball quick.
Let me
They
tell you something, right?
on it.
Yo,
Yo,
Team Mexico's looking nice. They looking nice. Dominican Republic's looking fucking promising. Um, shit. There's been so many damn good games.
what time, hey, frontline, what time is Puerto Rico facing Cuba?
I just answered 7 o'clock today on
Okay.
FS1.
Okay.
USA, Venezuela, Japan, Mexico,
All
and
right. I'm not really
Venezuela are the best
following the
teams.
baseball like that. That's front lines. I don't cheat on boxing. I stopped watching all other sports. I used to be a little sports junkie. I watched football, baseball, boxing. I used to watch it all. But since I've been recovering and reporting and started round one sports talk, I just cut it down to boxing right now because boxing world, it has
Yo,
enough. It has
outside.
enough fucking names and things going on that I have to keep up, that I didn't want to involve every other sport. So I appreciate, the conversation. And sports are sports. We all got the right to. So if this is your cup of tea, going into baseball and stuff, like I love baseball. I used to be a
You
shortstop.
know what it is, Edwin?
Yeah.
It's this type of sporting event that it's like boxing. Boxing is a one man sport, but it's kind of nation driven. Like you're going for your American, you're going for your
Yeah.
Dominican, you're
It's like
going
the
for your
Olympics.
correct.
It's like the
And this right
Olympics.
here is like the best of each country.
Yeah.
Yo, Melasa and I, dude, fucking the last two games for Puerto Rico, we've been on the phone the entire fucking game. The entire game.
Yo, listen,
Just talking shit.
some of these sporting events and games, I've been there. I've been there. They are like, these are the kind of moments that can have you walking outside on cloud nine, being proud of who you are. It's nothing like watching your country's flag at the end raised number one now, isn't it? And the ability that that team gave to your country, the recognition that that team gave to your country. It's a beautiful moment in soccer when your team wins, isn't it? Right? And there can be no greater honor. So, in fair competition, I welcome it. All nations competing in a sport that they love. Let's figure out who's the best. I love competition. I'm not afraid of it. And I
Hey,
love wait, and I love my rival. Let me tell you right now, I am a Puerto Rican American citizen. I love my Puerto Rican and American fighters, but I respect the shit out of my competition. I love Mexico, Santo Domingo, Japan, Russia, Ukraine, France, everybody. Why? Because I know the value of a rivalry. When Mexico and Puerto Rico rock out, there's no better rivalry to me. And I love Mexico for that. If Mexico wasn't here, what the fuck would I watch boxing for? If Japan wasn't rocking out with the Philippines, well, that rivalry is rich. That is a rich rivalry. And they need to respect each other and value each other. Although they hate each other, they need to see the value in their rival. Baseball is nothing for me without Red Sox, Yankees baseball. If the Red Sox were to fall off the face of the earth, the fuck would baseball mean to me? I need them. I need those rowdy Boston fans talking shit. That's what makes it interesting. I need the Mexicans to talk shit to me. I need the Americans. I need to talk shit back. Because in boxing, it is a sport that is led by combat. We're a bunch of fighters in here talking shit to each other in an environment that is sanctioned. We are able to get that rage, that fight that lives within us out in a healthy way. And there's only one way to do that. I'm going to fuck you up. How is that going to be anything less than a rival? You have to understand it. And when I got another competitive fighter talking shit about my fighter, let's go. Let's fucking go. I respect that, but I don't lose my way in the shit talking. Healthy shit talking is just boxing shit talking 101. I'm gonna fuck you up when I see you, but that's healthy. All that bringing mothers, kids, disrespecting your girls in my DM, that's all shitbag shit. That's not boxing talk. You can no longer talk in a fighter. Now you have to fucking try to degrade. That's a sign of weakness. That's a sign of weakness. You can now you have to go to somewhere else to try to disrespect me because you can't out shit talk me. That's a sign of weakness. You see? Here at Round One Sports Talk, we promote our shit talking, but we also respect our rivals.
Hey,
For
I ain't
for
gonna
me
lie,
to you,
Edwin.
so me to you guys, I love all you guys. Let's get it. Go
I,
ahead,
I ain't gonna
Edwin.
I ain't gonna lie. That field in Japan where they're playing that pool over there, bro. It doesn't matter who's playing. Them Japanese go out and support,
Oh no,
bro.
no,
Their
they
stadiums be packed.
yo, them Japanese reporters, yo, check it out, right? I was in the top rank boxing gym in Las Vegas, and Tiger Johnson was in the ring and he was shadow boxing, right? So I'm watching Tiger Johnson shadow box, and Naoya the Monster Inoue was in town on that weekend. He was gonna fight Cardenas. Yo, these Japanese reporters, they had these little translators. They would talk Japan and it would speak American like that. They didn't even know who Tiger Johnson was, right? They didn't even know who he was. And Tiger Johnson, the first word he said, they said, "Did you ever box as an amateur boxer?" Tiger said, "Yes." Them fucking Japanese dudes crowded around him. Like he was a celebrity. The respect they showed him, then they started finding out who they got started getting more excited. They the just that you lace it up and you fight for them, you show you're a warrior, they respect you for that. They're honored the way they view they already acknowledge boxing is not for everyone. Combat sports is not for everyone. Yo, their respect level is high, really high. When Stephen Kubo Fulton went out there to fight Naoya Inoue, there was a hiccup. He had to wait 30 days. Naoya Inoue paid him more money not to leave. He said he got treated like a king. Him and his entire staff, like a king. They wouldn't do that in the US for you. If you get a hiccup here, you got to pay for your hotel room, walk outside. Ain't no fucking flocks of fans going out there to support you and tell you that thank you for postponing the fight and not leaving. We don't treat you like that over here. Hell no. It's just a different culture. It's just a different way of life. And fans in the UK, London, England, you know what I'm saying, British, you know, they crazy fans too. And that's why we need all of this. We need all of this. We need every fan we can get to boxing. If Naoya Inoue is on that side of the world getting the Japanese fans all riled up, let's fucking go. If the Americans are over here doing it, if the UK's, let's go. Does it really matter where you're from? Does it? Or that you're kicking ass, keeping the sport alive? You know what I mean? So like we need all these fighters, every one of them, from Teofimo Lopez to Rolly to fucking Naoya Inoue, to all of them. Thank you for doing what you do. Thank you. And thank you for not allowing mankind to destroy us, to try to take sport boxing away from us. Where are we gonna go? Back to Coliseums? Lions and shit? What are we doing? We need an outlet. I'm a fighter. I need something to channel my energy. I understand what it's like being a young man hanging on a street corner with too much time on my hands and wanting to fight. Take away boxing. Just have a bunch of kids out on your street corner with no way of getting that shit out. What's going to happen? At least boxing gives an outlet to some of these boys and girls that are born to fight. What are you going to do with the Terrence Crawfords in the world? Get him shot in the head again? Would that make him tougher? Because he already got shot in the head once. And then he became a boxer and made something of himself. Boxing saved lives, made families, gave you the respect of your family name. When you walked outside, there goes the Terrence Crawford, the Crawfords. Those are Crawford's sons. What he did for his family, Crawford's mother, when she walks into place, they open doors. Tom Brady's mom, Tom Brady's dad, walks into Boston, red carpet. They never threw a pass in their life. Look what you did for your family. Boxing can give you that. It can give you that. And thank you for the men and women that keep this sport alive. Keep us talking. Thank you for the Bill Haneys. Thank you for the Teofimo Lopez seniors. Because if the boxers ain't talking shit, let them talk shit then, damn it. Let's keep boxing going. Never let boxing die. And even though Zufa acting like a threat, fuck it. It got us talking too about what? Boxing. Boxing. Fighting. Ain't nothing like it. Watching a man flat on his back in front of everybody. There's no greater feeling. You say you're going to do what? To who? Where? Show me. Show me you're going to do this. You know what I'm saying? Yo, it's just, I don't discredit any of the fighters. I really don't. I like, the future of boxing. I like it. I want competition. I love competition. And I view Zufa as a competitor. Many entities have entered the sport of boxing, have tried to dominate and take over and say that boxing is the Wild Wild West. You're not saying anything new. You're really not. And then you look at Zufa coming in and you think, what? Zufa's going to be our savior? Just another bunch of gangsters in a sport trying to do gangster shit. What these guys were doing, they're just out gangstering each other. They ain't no better than the belts, that the situation we're already here. In fact, Zufa wants you to sign everything over to them. So you have at it. Do you pay sanctioning fees? or do you sign your soul away to Zufa? Zufa is going to get you more fights, keep you more active. They're going to get you money. But the wait in boxing for your next fight will probably pay off those 3 fights they got you in the year. So it's really opinionated. And it's really who they can get to fight you. Jayo Pataya is in an interesting situation. He's considered the best cruiserweight, but what if no more cruiserweights want to cut the line? What if war has been declared? What if the sanctioning bodies from this moment on says to the rest of their champions, none of you can fight in the Zufa? This is war. If Zufa, if you're as powerful as you claim to be, and your belt is what it is, then get the fighters to fight for your belt. Because we're already doing it. You don't need us. We don't need you. Let the war begin. But what you're not going to do is get your belt to get credibility off what we built. So, what super champion is better than these? The cruiserweight champion, Jai Opataya. Who's Jai? What has he done? One belt? He's the greatest. He's the best cruiserweight of all time. He beat Usyk out and Evander Holyfield. That's what you're saying. You're saying Jai Opataya is a better cruiserweight than Usyk ever was.
And
Andrew
David
Ward,
Benavidez would beat the shit out of Jay
Andrew
Opataya.
Ward, and Holyfield. That's what you're saying. That's what Zufa's telling you. Come on, guys. Let's wake up here. Please. Let's wake up. Don't be a prisoner in the moment. No, Jai, you're good. Did you just go 12 rounds in a Zufa fight? Did you just go 12 rounds? And did the commentators just try to sell it like this guy was impossible to knock out? Right? Is that what just happened? But all of a sudden, Jai is the greatest 12-round fighter. But when Devin Haney goes 12 rounds, he ain't shit. Huh? When Naoya Inoue goes 12 rounds, he's falling off. But when Jai Opataya goes 12 rounds, he put on a masterclass performance
With a
against a
nobody.
guy
With a
that was
nobody.
virtually couldn't get knocked out. All of a sudden, Jai's opponent, Brandon, that no one heard of, it has an iron chin out of nowhere. They dressed Brandon up like he was fucking the conqueror of the other side of the planet. And they dressed that shit up to tell you today that Jai is what? The greatest cruiserweight to ever live? Jai, you're good, man, but what the fuck did you do? Brother, you just won a hubcap. A Zufa belt. Congratulate you, the first Zufa champion, dog. Uh, the fuck is that belt around your waist? That Zufa belt, Floyd Mayweather never had that belt. Ali never owned that belt. Holyfield, George Foreman, anybody, Felix Trinidad, Miguel Cotto, no one has ever owned that Zufa belt. I don't see it wrapped around Floyd's waist, do you? Where is it?
Nah, but Jai would go into history for having the first Sufa.
The first Super hubcap. I don't care how much you sign it. Hey, yo, and then the Zufa people, they're so fucking oblivious to how to make a belt. These motherfuckers focus more on the Zufa and how dark and gritty they thought the boxing world wants to be. They made it like, Superman. What were the dudes in the black suits, the Czar or whatever it was? Their name, the 3 people. They made it like dark, the belt. They made the belt look like, oh shit, look at that belt. It looks fucking. Bro, you made it silver. Silver. The belt is not even gold, which is the highest metal recognized in the world. If you wear gold, you know it's gold. If you wear white gold, you got to say it's white gold. You got to tell the person. Not everybody can look at that chain. They're going to think it's silver or it's platinum. You got, hey, no, it's platinum. You know what I mean? But gold is recognized as the gold medal they give you in the Olympics. It's the highest. It's gold signifies the best. They went and made their belt silver. I don't want to win no silver second place belt. In your belt, you're saying you're second place just by showing the belt. When I looked at it, I was like, that's a second place belt. It's not even gold. They tried to break away from everything so bad that they failed. Zufa in making that belt. First of all, that belt is shaped like a fucking UFC belt. You're in boxing. You should have went more with tradition. What do you see out of all these four belts that they have in common? They're not the same color. They don't got the same logo. But what do they have in common? There is one thing that all the belts have in common. All their plates are round. You couldn't even follow tradition. You wanted to break away from boxing so bad in a desperate attempt to make your belt flashy that you failed miserably. That belt looks like shit. Even the IBO, that is plain as fuck, they followed suit. It's round. Eventually, the IBO is going to start putting things like maybe an eagle, which represents America. And mind you, they got an eagle on the Puerto Rican belt. All right? The Panama belt got a crown. The belt that brought it worldwide and introduced all the nations together, the WBC got every flag of every country in the world. So you can't say they're biased because your flag is on that belt. All the flags are on that belt. Right? And these motherfuckers went and made some dark fucking. I want to remember the Superman dudes' names, man. But that belt is looks like shit. Oh, and you know where they struck out? See, the Zufa doesn't understand how a belt is supposed to explain who you are. I don't think Zufa understands that because they don't have legacy on their UFC belts. It's always a new belt going on the next fighter. They don't their belts don't talk. John Jones could have defended that belt 10 times. He walks in the room with his belt. All you see is the same belt you saw all 10 times. But with our belts, they understand the history. On the plates, you put your histories, your title defenses on your belt. Your plate starts to change over the years. The super belt becomes two big lions. The WBC, the diamonds go around it. More are added with every win. The IBF gets enhanced too. You can't put any history on that Zufa belt. It's just the same plates, not awarding, acknowledging your hard work. For instance, Terrence Crawford's super belt. I'm going to show you. We're going to educate here at Round One Sports Talk. This is how bad Zufa fumbled the ball in the design making of their belt. They left a lot out. They said, fuck boxing, it's Zufa. Look at what they're doing. Look, watch this. Watch this. For instance, I just want an image of this. Hold on. Give me 1 second. How do I do? Okay, okay. Let me mute me here. Okay, okay. I want you to concentrate here on this picture, this image right here. You see Terrence Crawford? It says 5 division world champion. Now, check this out. Okay, how do I do this? I can blow this shit up bigger. I want to blow it up. Okay, can you guys see this better? Let me see if I can like even blow it up bigger than this. Okay, now, well, hey, that's not bad right there, neither. Okay, this is how you read his belts. Check it out. You see the one on his left arm? Well, he has one on his right and his left. Those are both super, right? No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm wrong. I'm wrong. You see the one on his right arm? You see how the plates are filled in? If you could see it, right? Damn, I wish I could blow this up bigger. I need a better fucking picture of his belts. Okay, let's see it like this. This is better. This is better. Okay, the WBO title on his on how do you do it? If I was standing like this would actually be his left arm. The one with the one. That's when he started making title defenses on it, right? You see the white lining, it's still white. It's white. But inside the plate, it's filled with an accomplishment. The one around his waist is the original one. It's empty. See, the plates are empty. He started putting legacy behind it on this fight. Now, the only super belt that he has on his person is the one on his right arm. The last one. You see the stitching where the lining comes down? It's gold. It's gold. The other ones are all white. This. Here, let me explain it. You see the white lining? The white lining? He only has one that's gold. That signifies that you defended that belt 5 times. If you don't have gold around your WBO title, it's not a super, or it's not considered the super one where you defended it 5 times. And your belt, by the little things that's on it, by the little things that's on it, you'll be able to identify it how powerful that champion is. You get in a ring with a guy that his belt is tricked out, that he follows the rule, the tradition of boxing. Every boxer doesn't have to do it. You don't have to send out to get the plates. But if you follow tradition and you like to keep up on it, it's up to the boxer. He can put his legacy on his belt. And when you read it, you know what you're looking at. The belt starts to change. All the belts in boxing do the same exact thing. All of them. They all have history on the belts and they start to change. Zufa said, fuck history. It's all about Zufa. Just defend the belt, the same exact belt will go to the next guy. And all you'll see is their belt with Zufa, not the boxer's history. They said, fuck the boxer. We don't care about the boxer. We only care about ourselves. Zufa, Zufa, Zufa. Whoever designed that belt failed miserably. And the message that it's sending out to the world. Fuck what you do in the ring. What you accomplish in the ring should never be showcased on your belt. It's all about us. We own the rights to all of you, your sponsors, everything you do. As a matter of fact, you can't even put up your accomplishments on your belt. Only hold up the belt that says Zufa. It's all about us. The organizations give you history. They allow you to showcase it. They're not butthurt when Jai Opataya took his IBF, still brought it in the ring in the Zufa match with the ring belt, right? To give Zufa their credibility. When the IBF was not in attendance. If Zufa, the IBF, and these belts ain't shit, why did you just allow Jai Opataya to bring that IBF belt into your organization ring? All you needed to promote was your Zufa belt. Why did you need the IBF? But at the same time, saying they ain't shit. Belts don't mean shit, but our belt does. Make it make sense. No, you're just choosing to shit on the belts, point out everything that's wrong because you want to be the next dictator or overlord of boxing. Fight fans, that's my take on this whole matter. I'm not a used car salesman. I'm not trying to change your mind. I'm telling you my opinions and what I feel. You're an adult. Have at it. Make your own decisions. But I like what we have. It might be dysfunctional, but I know where everything's at. It might be a bit chaotic, but this is the way it is. Would I like change? Yes. I don't want dictatorship. I I I want change, but not at this price. You're saying that you're doing better for boxing, that you're bringing a better product, but we have to give you everything. And we have to denounce the very thing that created it. It's kind of like getting in a cult and they're telling you to dishonor your God and believe in theirs. It's kind of like that. It's up to you. Yeah, boxing's fucked up. Yep, this shit, it's not really working. It works, but it doesn't. Yeah, we need help in boxing. That's not the way. It's just not the way now. I thought that Sufa, I was promoting everything. Like I was with it. I like different things and I still respect them. Not the way they're doing it. Now I'm viewing them a bit more. Well, now that everything's starting to be a bit more clearer, you're just giving up too much. So, fight fans, thank you for tuning in here at Round One Sports TV. I hope you had an awesome time. I hope I made it a great show for you to watch. Thank you. Do me a favor on your way out. If you haven't already, hit that like button for me. Subscribe to the Round One Sports Talk channel. Become a Round One Sports Talk member. Become a member and part of the Round One Sports Talk family. Chat, you guys are always great. I'm always thankful for being your host. I will see you again on the next one here at Round One Sports Talk. You guys have an amazing day. I gotta go to the hospital and go see my two twin granddaughter and grandson that were just born in the world. And who knows? Maybe I got Sebastian Fundori and Gabriella right there. I gotta get to work. I gotta get to work. Next future champions right there. Female and male twins. I like the sound of that. Let's go.